Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Transatlantic Splatoon League. It's week 4. It's our first EU match of the week, and yeah, I was thinking today, week 4. We're far in already. Like, it still feels like it's only starting, but we're like halfway through the season already. So yeah, that's pretty big. And we got a match today. We got Radiance Lemonade. You know, I'm not going to try and overhype it too much. It is kind of expected to not be a super close match today, but hopefully we see Lemonade make it close, because I don't want another wash.
I mean, I got to commentate that crazy set on Sunday with K-Bot, so I'm hoping that we get some action for you today, Matt.
You've had your fill of action. You had the Radiance Rift set. I mean, that was something, and hopefully Radiance are able to bring something back, because yeah, as you know, we saw earlier, Radiance they lost 5-4 to Rift, definitely considered an upset. You know, Rift definitely expected to be a strong team. I had a lot of people that had actually been scrimming the team saying they expected to be much closer than people expect, but kind of as a viewer that's only seen what this kind of WK gang / Rift pickup has done and the Gru gang / Radiance pickup had done, you'd expect a Radiance victory, but no, didn't end up going in our way in the end. But yeah, today we definitely have a very, very different match. We have the Radiance versus Lemonade match. Lemonade, a team were hot off a win, though, you know? They won over usual guys recently, which was very, very nice for them.
Yeah, that was really nice. And I was watching, who was it? Yesterday I was watching Lemonade scrim Sonder, and they were looking really good in that scrim. Yeah. So we're going to have to see, you know, what they're going to bring to the table today. Yesterday, when I was watching them scrim too, they actually had I saw a ballpoint, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely a little different than from what we saw before.
I think Lemonade has, like, week 4 Lemonade that we're seeing right now and we saw last week is a very, very different story to week 1 Lemonade that we saw just get completely rolled over by Rift. Like, they didn't exist right there. You know, they were there and then they went. So a very, very different team, and it's going to be starting off very, very quickly, straight into the match. Radiance Lemonade starting right now on Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track. So let's see how this goes.
And we are excited to, well, I'm excited to see Rainmaker right off the bat, because it's usually Splat Zone. So we are starting out here, Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track, and right away here, I'm noticing on the side of Radiance, we're seeing Hypnos coming out with that Jet Squelcher, hopefully going to have a Ray ready right away.
Yeah, Hypnos, you know, on his, at this point, infamous for the Jet Squelcher pick. Very, very quick armor from Lemonade, but Radiance played really, really slow, actually. You know, like, they're not getting on mid, but they've just pretty much made Lemonade completely waste their armor, not feeding into it, but they do actually trade a member on each side, but that's a Beto just going straight into the backline, taking out 2. Monster play for a Beto. Really, really nice follow-up from his teammate Okiba there.
Yeah, Obito here doing a great job of already pushing up here, and not even on the right side that people generally go. They're going the left route here as Gray has the Rainmaker and pushes it all the way down to 7. Massive points to be had within the first minute of this match.
Massive points to be had off the back of a Beto. 5k already, and game's over, Rissa.
That was Rainmaker if I've ever seen Rainmaker. Oh
that was a big Rainmaker moment, you could say. That was Radiance dominating, and off the back of a Beto. I mean, he went off 5KA in like an under-minute game with an instant KO. He was holding the Rainmaker for like the end of the stretch of that as well. Like, I don't know, man. He's crazy. He's crazy. He really is. That was a really dominant performance in game 1, and that's probably not a nice start to your Lemonade. Like, we seen around social media, they don't have the highest confidence moving into, you know, this series in the first place. They're not feeling super, super, super confident about it. Having your game 1 style like that isn't going to feel nice, but hopefully they're going to feel better when they start moving towards their counter picks. But, you know, you've already dropped game 1. We're going into game 2, and it's the Radiance counter pick. Not only that, it's another Rainmaker. I don't know if you guys have noticed, by the way. First 3 games, all Rainmaker. So this could really snowball out of control for Lemonade. You know, considering how fast that game went, imagine if that just happens 3 times. We could be sitting in 3-0 in 5 minutes.
That's crazy. I know me and Matt were looking at the map list and we saw Rainmaker the first 3 games. This is just kind of something that we never really get to see. So, and Rainmaker too, I know, I'm hoping Lemonade, you know, knows they're not going to be too down on that first match, just because Rainmaker, that can happen. That exact thing happens, and it happens to the best of us.
It does. It definitely does. And hopefully, you know, the team of Lemonade are going to feel much confident now. I think they really need to watch out for Abito, though. Because, I mean, we were talking about how monstrous Abito played, but they really do need to watch him. Because at one point, he was just dodge rolling, like, through all of them into their backline. It's like, I feel like if you, like, kind of all were looking at him and shooting at him, you could have put some more pressure on him and punished him there. Like, potentially. But, I mean, I don't know. Abito's a monster, so I'm not gonna bash you for not being able to deal with him, you know?
Yeah, those dually squelchers too, when people know how to play them like Obito does, it can definitely be deadly. So right now we're going into Rainmaker on Snapper Canal here. As everyone generally knows, you know, the pop here doesn't necessarily matter. Map control is doesn't happen with the pop though. Right away though, we are seeing one go down on the side of Radiance, and the Stingray popping out as well.
You know, I was going to say we saw that Rainmaker pop not mattering right there because Lemonade had some nice control, but Stingray turns that. Hypnos already with 3KA in the first 30 seconds of the game. Stingray does a lot of work, and it can be really, really annoying to deal with, and it gives Radiance so much pressure to open up this game right now. Kiva's already on this angle, ready to push up as this team's pushing up left, and we're already under 30 points. It's down to 21 already in the first 40 seconds. Law right now is going to try and push up and take out this Stingray, but, I mean, look at the teammates just going there to protect him. Might be able to get a pick, but no, Abito and Kiva are just too much of a strong duo team. They take out another as well. They're still in their spawn. The Rainmaker hasn't moved. This could be over before they know it.
Yeah, Lemonade really has to watch the Rainmaker here though, as two go down, and who was that? Gray sneakily grabbed the Rainmaker there, got more points on the board, and kept the Rainmaker there in the spawn, making it that much harder for Lemonade to even be able to grab the Rainmaker and push up. And we're seeing Gator here trying to push up here, gets a good pick on Gray, and now is opting to try and get some map control here. Lemonade knows that they need to get some map control if they want to be able to push the Rainmaker at all.
Yeah, they definitely will, and getting that pick on Abito is very, very nice, especially considering both NZAP players did get taken out pretty late there, so they're not really too close to the armors, although it is NZAP, so you never know. Machine player does go down, and Zap for the side of Lemonade, which is very unfortunate to see. Gator does get that nice ending pick, but he's the only one alive, so he's really relying on this jump in to get a lot of work done. Needs to win this engagement with Abito if he wants to continue this, though.
Yeah, Gator here doing a great job at staying alive, but is going to have to get in a position to stay safe and back up with Lemonade here in control of the Rainmaker. I like that Kiver is taking the Rainmaker here on this left path, going to go ahead and drop it left, and that's making it, again, that much harder for Lemonade to get in position to even grab the Rainmaker at all.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a 3-30-second stall right here. There's no one that can contest him with this amount of control and pressure on the side of Radiance. They can just stand here, charge their specials, stall out time. You know, and it's going to be really, really annoying for the side of Lemonade to deal with. And I think that's been a big theme so far. Radiance are just doing so many plays that's annoying to deal with. Like, it's really, really hard to deal with this. Rainmaker just standing there spamming, and this Ray spam, and this armor spam. It's not, you know, it's really, really hard to fight. And a team like Lemonade are not able to do it right now. They need to try and find a way to deal with this aggression, this pressure that Radiance are putting on.
Yeah, absolutely. The way that Radiance is, they're all playing as a team. We're seeing that smart jump back from, I believe that was Hypnos, I could be wrong. And then now Law is going to go ahead and grab the Rainmaker and try and push it a little bit farther away from their pedestal. But, I mean, Radiance, as we're seeing Kiver here, is already here ready to challenge them.
I mean, unfortunately, that just, it didn't achieve too much, unfortunately. He did move the Rainmaker away from his spawn, and that's nice, but I mean, you just end up giving away your life, and Radiant still have all the control in the world. Luckily, two members do go down now. It's Hypnos jumping out with the Ray and Kiva going to mid, but Lemonade have their chance now. They need to take it, though. When they do, they take out Kiva, that's huge, actually. As long as they can make sure that no one overextends and gets taken out by the Stingray, it's going to be big, but it's Hypnos with the Stingray. Of course, he's going to take out two from his spawn point, and yeah, that's just going to give Radiance the map back instantly with the Stingray.
Yeah, that really is going to give the map back to them. As we're seeing specials pop out here from both sides. We saw Law pop up with that Inkjet, but is going to get called out here by Kiver. Now, there's just kind of a lot of trades going on back and forth. Looks like Radiance is just being kind of very watchful of where the Rainmaker is and just making sure that Lemonade can't really get a grasp on it at all.
Yeah, that you really don't want, like, to give Lemonade any space. I feel like once you start giving them space, you might find a harder time to walk out of your spawn with the sort of, you know, comp Radiance are playing. But honestly, they're not even getting there right now, but this could be their chance to start moving forward. But Abito's just on the side angle, always. You know, I feel like with Lemonade, you have a ton of members of their team going down. There's always one member just on the side being able to do so much work, and right now that's Abito. He takes out another right now. His movement is insane. We just talked about this. Like, Abito's a H3 player. You wouldn't expect him to have this crazy movement, but he just does. Able to just win all of these engagements by just dodging every single shot, and he's done so much work so far, and he has another Rain Cloud ready to go for this push.
Yeah, the Rain Cloud is ready. We're seeing Hypnos having that Stingray ready as well. And now it looks like Radiance here has the Rainmaker yet again in this left corner in a position ready to try and stall it out here. Arm trying to sneakily work their way up to try and get in a position to grab the Rainmaker. Law gonna go ahead and pop that Inkjet, try and just stop the Rainmaker because they know they could get it into overtime if they at least stop it.
Yeah, they need to try and stop this, but I don't think it's happening. Unless Gray falls off the map. No, he can just sit there. No one can touch him, and that's going to be it. 2-1 and over. Radiance take game 2 2-0, and it wasn't a knockout, but it felt almost just as dominant.
Yeah, it did. I mean, they got that, Radiance got that very, very strong lead just right away, and then, you know, Lemonade couldn't really contest it. They couldn't get, you know, the momentum that they needed to get in position, and yeah, they just right away Radiance just got that really strong lead. Yeah,
I think one thing we saw that game was I mean, it's a common thing we see when we see Radiance. We saw Stingray putting in work. We saw Stingray putting in a lot of work. I mean, that situation that I was talking about where, you know, it looked like everyone on, you know, Lemonade was down. It was finally, sorry, Radiance was down. It was finally time to Lemonade push. And Hypnos is just in the spawn, and he kills 2. Like, killing the Rainmaker, that's very, very normal with Stingray. You know, you see it through your walls, you get 3, you know, kind of wall hacks on it. It's very, very easy to take out. But the fact that Hypnos is able to, you know, potentially use the map, use the hit marks around him and take out 2 is so, huge. And it just allows Radiance to immediately reclaim the map every single time. And you know, people don't like race spam. A lot of people don't like it, but it's clearly providing so much work and so much value right now.
Yeah, and you know, too, Hypnos can definitely with that Ray be able to spot out where everyone is on the map, kind of like you can with missiles. So that's something good that they can aid to with the team as well with the Stingray.
Definitely. I think another thing about kind of custom jet sculpture is I feel like it's a very kind of supportive backline in a way. You know, I for example, I wouldn't call Ballpoint or Remix too supportive. You know, they can paint to a degree, but what jet sculpture does is you can just spam burst bombs to your teammates, you can spam race to your teammates, and then it allows them and enables them to move forwards, you know, in a way. And you can really kind of, you know, I'm not calling it a support weapon, but you can be more supportive to your teammates and allow them to play so aggressively. And, you know, when you have a beat on the dual sculpture with that level of movement and aim, and you have Kiver and Grey just walking forwards at you with N-Zaps and armors all the time, it can be really hard to deal with them just walking at you when you have this burst bomb and race spam from Hypnos in the back.
Yeah, that added chip damage with the burst bombs and the ray spam, combined with the teammates that are on Radiance, definitely is something that's really deadly to match and take on.
And we're seeing the same comp come out from Radiance, you know, understandably so. It's been working very well so far, but at least for Lemonade, this is their map pick. This is the map that, you know, the very first map they decided they want to go to in the series is this one right here. So hopefully we can see some life come out from there.
Yeah, hopefully they are more comfortable on this map. They have a game plan that they want to try and follow. And right now, as we are talking about that, one does go down. It's Obito down on the side of Radiance here, but Hypnos, of course, has that Stingray ready. Is going to go ahead and pop that Stingray as Lemonade is in control of the Rainmaker. Hypnos going to get a pick on the Rainmaker, or someone, yeah, the Rainmaker with that Stingray. And now Lemonade, though, still in Radiance's street, adding pressure and going to grab the Rainmaker yet again.
Yeah, Lemonade does get it up to 54 in the first minute, which is very nice to see for them, actually. You see Kira on the side angle right now is going to try and put some pressure on to take him out. It will be the pop going over in Radiance's favor, but Bito's down right now, just respawning, so potentially this is time for Lemonade to start moving in, and they do actually take out one of the N-Zap players too. The Stingray and Armor is popped, but if they can live through these specials and push back in, this could be great for Lemonade.
Yeah, that was really good that they were able to do that, and I like that the Rainmaker was popped and, you know, they grabbed it, didn't necessarily get any points, but did keep the Rainmaker in that position, making it that much, a little bit more difficult for Lemonade, or Radiance, to be able to grab the Rainmaker. So, looks like right now Gator here is trying to sneak around here, make sure the Rainmaker doesn't get popped, because they know they have it in a really good position.
Unfortunately, getting a bit caught out there, and that will be, you know, 3 members going down on the side of Lemonade, and the custom release coach being the only member left alive. I think somewhere on the left side, you know. So Radiance could just walk forward because of that, but no, Arm is out there. That's actually take down the Rainmaker very quickly at 49, 1 point meme, but I wouldn't be surprised if that 1 point meme doesn't end up meaning much later on, as, you know, Radiance are here to try to set up another push.
Yeah, Radiance already up here, though there's only 2 up. It's the 2 N-Zaps here with Kiver as one of them. Kiver is going to go down to that Booyah Bomb from Gator, and I love that Lemonade here has grabbed the Rainmaker with that 1 point lead, and they're pushing it away from their pedestal. to make sure that, you know, Radiance doesn't get in a position to sneakily grab the Rainmaker and get the lead there. So right now, Lemonade in control of the Rainmaker, gonna start pushing up here. One does go down to a bomb there, and Lemonade able to get a few more points on the board with a little bit more of a push there.
Very unfortunate bomb death. Having the edge player alive could have really helped, but it all happens to the best of us, especially when you're against, you know, so many suction bombs on the enemy team. But we do right now have Law and Kimmer fighting on mid, but that's going to be Law going down, which will allow Radiance to have the situation to push up, especially with this armor and Ray online. 3 specials pop to Radiance. They're going to start holding W right now, especially with those 2 members down. Lemonade are going to need to stop this push quickly, or this is going to go out of control.
They do. They unfortunately, Lemonade not able to stop that push there, and it is pushed up here into their car area, as we call it, and Radiance able to secure the lead. Lemonade has to go ahead and grab the Rainmaker and start pushing it back. They're getting it out of their spawn, and they're trying to work to stay alive, get their specials ready so they can get a push in here and try and get the lead back on their side.
Yeah, they want to get the lead back in their favor right now because it's been, you know, looking scary in the series. This game's looked a lot better, so they need to turn this game. If they don't turn this game, then this is going to be very threatening situation, and they almost did, but that Stingray plus Zap just are able to take them out. There's only 2 members left alive on the side of Radiant, so they're going to need to back off and go for a push going into the last minute of the game. They don't have too much time to go for any crazy pushes, but at least Radiance don't have too many specials coming online, but it's not like they charge them slowly.
Yeah, I like that Lemonade was backed up there. They know that if they want to get a push in to get the lead, they need to regroup, get their specials ready, and get in a position to have a strong push as we go into the last minute of this match. ARM is going to go ahead and grab the Rainmaker here and follow along with their teammates. Try and wait till there's some picks, as there's 2 down on the side of Radiance. Of course, Hypnos has that Stingray ready and is at the ready to stop that Rainmaker, so now Lemonade has to regroup as we go into the last minute.
It's the last minute of the game right now, and Lemonade needs to keep this pressure on the spawn. If Nylon goes down right here, this could be really threatening. There's so many angles of damage, but one of the NZAP players does go down on the side of Lemonade, which is really good to see for them. Unfortunately, they're going to be coming on some specials on the side of Lemonade, and Lemonade aren't really too close to many. They do have the BO bomb almost though, and Nylon is looking for a flank, but he doesn't really want to abandon his team. It looks like he's going to be trying to take out the Stingray as they pop it. We're going to have to see though, as Kimmer does get taken down. That's a really nice start, but here comes the Stingray.
Yeah, Hypnos jumping back for that Stingray. Didn't actually have to use it there right away, as their teammates helped get 2-3 down on the side of Lemonade here. That's a complete wipe on Lemonade. As we go into the last 15 seconds of the match, it looked like this just might be game.
It'll most likely be game unless Law can find something crazy here, but it's going to need to be big. It really will need to be big. Nylon is going to be pushing up, but I mean, because they have to go so aggressively, it's so easy to punish. That's going to be great, walking away and taking it up 3-0 in Radiance's favor on the Lemonade counter pick. They're down rough now.
Yeah, and that was definitely a lot closer than the first 2 matches we saw, but it did go in Radiance's favor there. They just got those few more points in that push, and Hypnos always had those rays ready to contest Lemonade's pushes.
Yes, they always did. I mean, the Stingray is just... I feel like that's why Radiance decided to counterpick to the modes. You know, their counterpicks this game have been like Rainmaker, Tower Control, all modes where Stingray is, you know, so hard to push through and so hard to deal with. And I think that's for a very good reason, because they are probably the only team in all of TASL right now that is really kind of playing this Stingray spam strategy. I mean, it's a strategy that everyone knows is strong, but Radiance are really the only team that's really going for it right now, and they're abusing that fact, and they're taking people to situations where they're not going to be able to deal with it as well. Lemonade looked stronger in that map, but that was their map pick. So hopefully, you know, this is the neutral map. Neither team has decided on this one. Lemonade are going to need this one to favor them and need to feel strong here to try and take it back. But I would be worried if I was them, because I think the Radiance composition and the way they play can do really well. So they're going to need to find the answers to that. Yeah,
definitely, you know, the classic Stingray on tower control is definitely something that you have to be careful for and watch out for. So I agree with that. You know, I totally didn't think about that too. Radiance really is the only team that's utilizing that Stingray quote-unquote spam. So they're definitely bringing that to the table with Hypnos.
Yeah, they definitely are, but Hypnos not going for it right now. It definitely a big composition switch up from Radiance, as we see the Kenza Rapid Blaster H3 and Heavy Splatling from Hypnos. So yeah, very big composition switch up, but I think it makes sense when you think about this map.
Yeah, it really does, and we're seeing Gray switching on that Kenza Rapid, seen Gray play that a couple times, and we're gonna have to see as we go into this match how they utilize that. And right away here, we're seeing a fight for mid, fight for the tower, as Law is going to go down on the side of Lemonade here. Looks like Kiver is painting up, getting that armor ready, and there's 2 down on the side of Lemonade as Radiance is now able to start pushing the tower through this first checkpoint.
Radiance is going to start pushing this tower, and Law drops down to try and stop them, but very, very nice defensive ball from Gray, not letting him get anywhere near Hypnos, protecting the President right now. And if Law goes down right here, that could be bad for Lemonade, but no, actually does find the pick on Hypnos, which is very, very imperative. As long as Gray can take him out, which he does, then it will at least secure mid. The push, I was going to say the push being shut down, but no, too many members of Lemonade will go down, which will allow Radiance to start pushing forwards.
Yeah, I love the way that Radiance regrouped, got team fights, got those 2v1s in, and all regrouped to now push the tower up to the second checkpoint here, as we're seeing Lemonade try and come into the middle of the map and work to get their specials ready. Radiance is just doing a great job at teaming up together to make sure that they call out anyone they see.
Yeah, they've had really, really good teamwork so far. I think that's worked very well. Unfortunately, Kiva dropping alone there will be going down. Abito is going to come from mid, but it looks like this is the end of a Radiant special, unless Abito kills forward, but of course he's not going to do that with an H3. That's going to be Lemonade pushing up and taking mid right now. They need to paint this all the way up. Look how yellow this is. But that's going to be what Law, you know, and Nylon are doing right now. They're going to start painting up. They're going to start moving forwards, and they have this armor inkjet combination ready to go. They're going to try and utilize it early to try and capitalize on the space they have.
Yeah, they're going to pop that Inkjet and armor here on the left side, which is a very good side to start adding pressure onto the other team here. As now Gator is sitting on the tower, Lemonade is going to start working through this first checkpoint. And right now their teammates are pushed up here. We're seeing Nylon working on taking in Radiance's street here, adding pressure. And now, actually, Lemonade able to get to the second checkpoint.
Lemonade getting really, really far on the checkpoint, that's right, and Gator right now is not going to be too close to the tower though, so it's just pretty Arm fighting this battle. Gator is going to be flanking, but he will most likely be taken out in the position he's in, so Arm's going to be waiting for backups and reinforcements, some sort of reposition, because right now, they can't really battle with the amount of pressure Radiance gets on tower. Nylon's now on the bunker, but he's going to get taken out immediately by Kiva before the armor pops, and that's going to be a bunch of members just stacked on tower. Kiva able to take off 3 of it, missing the quad, but I mean, that was really, really nice cleanup from Kiva, allowing Radiance just completely reclaim mid, and Lemonade had a chance there, but it just didn't really go for them.
Yeah, they really did have a chance. I mean, look how close their score got to with the remaining points. So maybe, you know, we have 2 minutes of this match left. You know, maybe they can get in another position to get another push in. But Radiance right now acting very dominant here on the tower, already pushed up here on this left side as we're seeing Gray adding pressure with this Rapid Blaster. 2 do go down though on the side of Radiance though, so it looks like it's just Gray here. Gray's gonna have to back up and regroup to wait for their teammates. And Lemonade here, we're seeing Lemonade rushing to mid. Ooh, Gray getting a really good pick on Gator there, and now Lemonade is starting to retake mid and add pressure to this left side again.
Gray getting an extremely important pick, which will, you know, kind of slow down Lemonade from taking mid. They still have it, but they definitely don't have as much control as they would have liked to, and that's going to allow Radiance to start pushing back in very, very quickly. An armor gets popped on the side of Lemonade, which will allow them to start moving forward, especially with this inkjet, but they are going to hopefully be slowed down. You know, they don't find any instant capitalization. They do eventually get this one, but it's only a trade right now, so Radiance still have a pretty good chance of stopping this push. But that pick on Kiva is huge. Ooh. Yeah,
that was a really big pick as Gator gets 2 picks and gets another pick on Gray there. So this is really good for Lemonade as there's 2 down on the side of Radiance here. We're seeing Radiance try and fizzle in here, get in a position to stop the tower as Kiver gets on the tower but is called out. It's only Law up, and is Law coming from spawn? I'm not sure, but Radiance is able to take out Lemonade here and get the tower.
Yeah, they're going to retake the tower, and they're pushing back into it. Only 40 seconds left, so Lemonade have one real shot at this. They can't blow it, and they can't go too early, but they are going to be going very quickly with this armor. But you see a Beast just going all the way backwards. He knows how to deal with this. The enemy team pops armor too early. We just walk all the way backwards, wait for it to end, and move back in. And that's players on the side of Lemonade overextending, but that Inkjet's going to make it all worth it. Taking out Abito, and this tower's actually going really far now. Potentially Radiance gave too much space as Lemonade is just rolling through. 36-point mark is reached as they start breaking their new record. And Kiva's all the way out of position to stop this push right now. This could be Lemonade taking the lead, as they do in the last 11 seconds of the game. Radiance will take the lead by 2 points, and Radiance are going to need some crazy comeback to try and take this game back.
Oh my gosh, from the set I got to watch Sunday, I mean, I'm having flashbacks of that as we're going into overtime here. Lemonade has gotten the lead. Radiance here now trying to get in a position to, they get 1 pick on Nylon, they get 2 picks on Law, 3 picks there on Arm. So now Lemonade really has to back up here and regroup if they want to get in a position to stop the tower. Gator has the Booyah Bomb ready, is going to try and wait for their teammates here to get in a position to use those specials.
Oh, not like... Wait, what? Okay, Lemonade won. Radiance will go off tower. I was like, wait, suddenly there were a bunch of explosions and the game ended? What happened? But no, that will be Lemonade finally getting some footing in this series. Make it a 3-1. Very nicely do. Not even on their counter pick. They are able to turn this in their favor. So very nicely done by them. So really strong play that game and a very nice turnaround at the end. I was scared. I was trembling in my seats because because it was that push on mid where Radiance had pretty much all control. They popped their armor, they started pushing forwards, and at first I was thinking, man, Obito really kind of blew his armor way too early. You know, they're not going to find too much of that. But then Lemonade just walked into it. They just all walked all the way into it, and I was like, oh no, please not like this, please don't feed. And they all died, and I was like, oh no, Lemonade, don't throw this away. But luckily, both teams threw it away a little bit, and that was at the end. I feel like Radiance could have capitalized off that push. They were having a little bit more, but they weren't, all around the tower. Someone managed to sneak through. Someone managed to, kill the Rider and get on, and that will be, it flipped into Lemonade's favor in the overtime fight, which was really good for them. Finally finding some footing in this series is going to be really positive. And even though this is the Radiance counter pick, which, let's assume they win, that puts it up 4-1, then it's going to be their counter pick, which would be really great for them.
Yeah, that will be really good for them. As we saw their first counter pick, they, it was a decently close match. So I agree, maybe this is the momentum that they needed as we move into this next game here. It's going to be Tower Control on Inkblot Art Academy.
Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy is what we're going to be seeing as we're going to see these competitions quite here. We're going to see Radiance back with a similar comp we saw just now, except the Rapid Blaster turning it into an Octo Shot, and the Heavy Splatling is going to be a Bamboozler. So definitely a bit more aggressive competition and not really the stuff we're used to from them.
Yeah, as Hypnos is coming out with that Bamboo, I definitely think that is an interesting pick going into this tower control match here. Right away, we're seeing Lemonade popping an armor here, as Radiance as well pops an armor. Radiance has all this mid control, is going to go ahead and pop on tower and start pushing up here, as Obito has that second armor ready. It looks like Nylon there tried to flank around the left side, got a trade off of that. But Radiance here able to work their way to this first checkpoint.
Yeah, Radiance has made their way to the first checkpoint, but they don't really have control of the plat, which is good for Lemonade. If you give all of that plat control away, games can snowball. The armor is going to happen to try and break through this kind of a little choke point that we have going on right here, but it's not enough. The Booyah Bomb does make enough space, and two people get taken out. One does get traded, and Kim actually trades 2 right now, trying to turn this around, but no, it won't happen. 2 members of Lemonade will still be alive as the enemy team is wiped, and they'll start moving onto the plat. A lot of control being taken right now for Lemonade.
Yeah, I love that Lemonade now, when they're pushing up here, they're painting the map, getting mid control, getting that map control that they need. And right now they have 3 specials online as they go ahead and pop that armor, pop that inkjet. They are going to go ahead and start adding pressure onto Radiance's plat here, as Gator is sitting on the tower working their way through this first checkpoint. And now, both teams have 4 up here. It's going to be a matter of who can get the picks here. As Radiance gets a pick on Nylon, we're going to have to see what happens here.
Lemonade did have a nice step on that plat, but unfortunately a few members, not being quite together and did end up getting taken down. Nylon's going to jump in and try and push it. It does take the lead, but I don't think 61's going to win the game on Inkblot, unfortunately, as nice as that is. That is going to be Radiance now pushing back up and trying to, reclaim this area and start pushing back forward. They do have the missiles online and they're starting to get close to an armor inkjet combination. But the missiles popped very early.
Yeah, Hypnos popping those missiles there, maybe opting to get some map control with those missiles, and we saw Law there and Arm following up there on the left side, trying to get some picks though, as 3 go down on the side of Lemonade here. Radiance has gotten their way past the second checkpoint, and they are adding points to the board as we sit here and watch this happen. And
this is where tower control can really go out of control. It will actually be 3 members going down. I didn't even realize how many people went down. So many members of both teams went down so quickly. That's going to be Radiant still pushing the tower. There's 4 members of their team alive, even though they're not on, quite on tower. Himno's just get taken out, but they still have some people on their plat. Kiva does take out 1, and he's now going to be fighting around mid. Does take out more as Kiva, Grey works as a distraction. Armor's now popped, which allows them to go right back in and potentially lead this tower even further to it is potentially a KO if Lemonade aren't careful. With Arm going down, that's going to be very, very scary. No Armor to stop this push, and no T-Tech either. It's only going to be Gator and Nylon left alive while these 4 members of Radiance are pushing forwards. Grey gets taken out early, but the tower's going, and here comes Kiva with the Inkjet. 2 members going down. There's only Lul left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's gonna be it. Radiance turning that around in a really, really strong fashion and taking that map 4-1. Sorry, taking that game and putting it up series 4-1.
Yeah, that was a really, really good turnaround from Radiance there. I like that they, regrouped. They got jumps in for their teammates. They, of course, had those armors ready, and that really just was a great snowball performance back from them.
A Beto with 18 KA in like how long was that game? I don't have to start next. I'm a spectator, but that was not a full length game. Like I think that was less than 4 minutes and he got 18 KA. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I don't care if it's armor assists. I don't care if it's this assist. I don't care if it's that assist. He's getting 18 KA in that short amount of time. That shows how much work he's really, really doing on this weapon, supportively and defensively. It does so much work, especially on a map like Inkblot, where you can just sit to mid and shoot on their plat and do so much. Obito put in work.
Yeah, definitely. Obito is really, really showing us what they've got here. And now so we're going into game 6 here, Clan Blitz on Musselforge Fitness, and you were saying this is Lemonade's counter pick, right?
Yes, this is Lemonade's counter pick.
Okay, cool. So, we haven't seen a Clan Blitz game yet in this set, so we're going to have to see what these teams are going to bring to the table for this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a new look from each team, so we'll have to see if they decide to go for any new strategies. I feel like Lemonade are the sort of team that do just kind of like sticking to their, core comp. We've pretty much seen it stay the same throughout the entire series and the entire of TASL, in fact. And Radiance, I would be more expecting them to change to, new things, if anything. So we'll have to see if that's what they're going to do going into this map. Potentially match point if Lemonade aren't careful, 4-1 in Radiance's favor, but it is going to be this Lemonade counter pick, Clan Blitz on Musselforge Fitness.
Yes, and as we go into this game here, we're going to end up seeing what the teams are going to bring out as their weapon choices. Looks like on the side of Lemonade, the one switch up I'm seeing is that L3 that Nylon is switching to, and Hypno's opting to go for the Bamboozler pick for their ranged weapon.
I said if it's a new comp from anyone, it's going to be Radiance, but nope, it was Lemonade. Caster's Cuss once again. Nylon for the first time not playing Ken's Machine. We're going to see the L3T. Both ends up going down on the side of Radiance. Will allow Lemonade to take a really, really nice control of mid and get a power climb early. They unfortunately don't have any points on the board yet, but this armor inkjet combination should be allowed them to do some things. But Obito on the side is always going to be scary, as we saw from earlier.
Yeah, and Obito back there making sure that they work to stop that clam, but Arm there able to sneak in and score that power climb in as Nylon follows up with a few more clams and Law there on the side in their spawn, throwing in clams. It looks like Nylon is trying to work around to sneak in and score just a few more clams, and as the basket is still open for Lemonade, looks like they know that they need to back up here, regroup, and keep mid to not let Radiance get into mid and get clams.
They're going to try and keep mid, but there's someone on the side of it. I think that's the attempting player. Law right now is flanking and actually takes out 2. That was a beautifully communicated attack by Lemonade, and they're going to be able to pincer them and take out so many members and get even more clams in. Below the 50-point mark already. Gator will most likely get taken out here, but no, actually backs up and stays alive, and Law's coming in with even more clams. Beto and Grey will actually fend that off, and it will just be Gator alive going back to mid with the Junior. Does actually get a really, really nice trade on Kiva, but that was a beautiful attack from Lemonade.
That was a really, really beautiful counterattack there. I mean, just adding that pressure, making it that much more difficult for Radiance to get into mid, get in a position to get clams. That was really good from them. And right now, both teams here trying to work to get control of mid here. Radiance, I want to note, has 19 clams at the ready, so looks like they are trying to get in a position to get a strong push in, though, as Nylon able to rush up to Hypnos there and get that pick, but a lot of trades happening back and forth here. There are 3 down, though, on the side of Radiance here, as Lemonade has all this map control.
Nylon initiating a great attack, and that will be the start of Lemonade moving forwards now. They have a lot of clans on board as well, so this could be really, really great for them. 2 powers, in fact, so they need to try and find their space now. The problem is, they have no specials, and with Musselforge Fitness, you need to get past this bridge, and there's some really, really hard choke points to break through. So they need to find, you know, big value of their specials, but Inkjet getting popped really, really early, unfortunately won't find it. Arm does actually sneak through, though, with that second Inkjet armor combination coming through. They have 2 of them, so they will able to find that power clamp, but unfortunately not finding any extra points. That will be Radiance now retaking mid. You know, one thing that we've not really noted that I love about this Lemonade comp is they have 2 armor inkjets, because they have 2 inkjets and 2 armors, so they can, you know, they mess up one of the armor inkjet combinations, they come through with another really quickly, and I feel like they can get really, really big value on this map. The penalty points now being down will allow them to get up another push, especially if Beetle gets taken down early, and they can just go right back in with this end combo from Gator.
Yeah, they are playing this so well. It seems like this is, you know, very comfortable weapon choices for Lemonade here, though 2 are down right now as Gator is going to go ahead and back up and keep that power clam safe. I like that move from Gator. And now Radiance here is trying to get in a position yet again to get control of mid here as one of the NZAPs was down. They're going to have to get in a position to regroup.
They're going to need to get in a position to try and, you know, reboot and start getting this push. I think that's a few members of Lemonade going down, but no, that's going to be actually on the side. I think Arm getting a really, really nice push with this armor. And yeah, that's going to be Lemonade going back into mid and take out a few. These have been some really, really clean attacks from the shooters on the side of Lemonade right here. And that's going to be another power clamp. Oh, gone all the way down to 16, 10, 7, 4. Only 2 more clamps needed, and that's going to be it. The knockout from Lemonade, keeping alive in this series, and that's a 4-2.
Wow, that was so... I mean... You know, whether it was the weapon picks that Lemonade had, whether it was the combination of that with this map and mode that they picked, it all played out so just smoothly for them.
Yeah. I honestly love, we saw Lemonade play so much a unit that game. I feel like a lot of these games so far, we've seen Lemonade kind of play a bit all over the place. You know, they're kind of playing their weapons, they're going all over, they're finding some, you know, good flanks, good engagement. They're not doing bad, but they have been very, very all over the place. That game, we saw a unit. You know, that attack that I was kind of, you know, going crazy over and, you know, calling beautiful, and, you know, I loved that more than I've loved any other person, you know. That was an attack and a half. What I loved about it is how coordinated it was. You had kind of that flanker moving in on the side at the same time as people just walked forwards in the front. It was a beautiful pincer, and it just took out every single member of Radiance, and it got a ton of points in and put on so much pressure. And, you know, setting that up and then able to keep mid for the entire game was so good for them.
Yeah, it really was, and that was like one of those things, you know, Radiance had to focus on the flank on the left, but they also had to focus on the Inkjet. They had to focus on the 2 power clamps coming straight in. There was so much to focus on, and the way that Lemonade played it was very well. I want to say they had just, I think the perfect word is just synergy, and they just played it very synergistic, if that's whatever the word is. They played it very well, and they all knew what they were doing. They all played it very smoothly.
Yeah, the synergy was really, really nice to see. And I think, you know, they are weapons where you can play together really well. I feel like when you have 4 shooters, it's very easy to just kind of, all right, let's walk together and let's hold ZR while walking together at this guy. It's very kind of easy coordination to pull off. And they did it in a really, really good fashion, though. You know, that 4-shooter composition is something we've not seen from Lemonade so far. But potentially, it's Clumpets again. We might see it come back out, and we might see it pull out the same success.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So, you know, as we go into this, we're going to see a change on the side of Lemonade to a Tri-Slosher. So they are still going to have double armor on the side of Lemonade, but Gator switched to the Tri-Slosher for the armor as opposed to the Junior. And then on the side of Radiance, we're seeing the same weapon choices that we saw last month.
You know, I really don't mind this, because the Junior can't really go aggressive anyway, so you have another weapon to add to the aggression, but there will be 2 members going down early. Are most likely getting taken out too. It's only Gator left alive. A 1v2 situation, most likely going to be caught out considering how far away he is, and yep, that's going to be it. Hitmost pops that missiles really, really early out of spawn, potentially just looking for that chip damage. Who quite knows, but Hypnos right now is going to be fighting this person on the side of the map and just kind of trying to secure control for the rest of Radiance and get a push going. They have really, really strong control here, and 4 specials coming online, you know, very, very soon, so this is looking scary for Lemonade.
Yeah, it really is, as Radiance is going to go ahead and pop that armor, pop that Rain as well. We're going to go see Gray getting in a position to play it safe here. Lemonade is dropping, trying to get a pick on Gray here, as Gray is holding that power clam. Right now, there's 3 down on the side of Lemonade as Gray works to get push up here, score this power climb in, and now the members of Radiance are going to try to follow up with any other climbs, but there are 2 down, so there looks like they are going to actually have to regroup.
Sneaky scores from Gray, and it will get some points on the board, but, you know, I'd be surprised if that's a winning push, you know, in a Clan Blitz game. And it will actually give Lemonade mid, so potentially not what you want to do, because now you've given the enemy team mid by, you know, going to that kind of suicide push. They have a lot of clams too, but not quite now the specials. They do have an armor and inkjet coming online right now. They do pop them, but unfortunately quite far away, not really finding anything, but Kiva's going all the way in right now. So if they are Kiva, this is going to be big, and they do. Gray's going to go in and try and capitalize on it, but he's so far away from the push, and Lemonade already on the plat while Gray's on mid, and they should be walking all the way forward. They're getting a lot of clams in it. Grace has another power. Nylon's coming through with another. Down to 34 already. This is Lemonade's power mode. They need to play more Clan Blitz.
They really do. They are showing us here. We are in the 3-minute marker, and they've already scored their points down to 28. So this is just, I mean, I love seeing them playing Clan Blitz. They have so much synergy. They're playing so well together, and they are making sure that they don't let Radiance make a move here.
Yeah, they're not letting Radiance make a move, but Gray on the side does take it out just before the incomer pops. Really, really nice to see. Going very aggressive there, but Arm just walks past everyone and scores, but it's only him that's left alive. And that's it. Everyone and Radiance going down once again. More Storms getting, more Clams getting scored for that team, and that's going to be just on, you know, they're back off to mid right now, but Lemonade keep mid even after such a big book like that. And Beto feeding and getting taken out as well by Gator on mid, and there is a bit of yellow paint going in that favor, but look at Arm right now. He's coming through with more clams, scores another couple. It's down to 23, and that will be Lemonade losing mid because they did decide to go for those 2 extra clams, but they have such a good lead right now, and Radiance are going to need to do a lot to flip it in their favor.
Yeah, they really are going to have to, as right now they are working to get the clams that they can. Right now, Radiance does have 2 power clams online, 30 clams ready as they try to get in a position here to get a good push in. They're going to have to make sure, too, that they watch where Lemonade is going so they don't sneak into. But right now, Radiant's going to go ahead and pop that rain. And Hypno's going down, though, as they started trying to get a push in.
Yeah, that will be the members of Radiance starting to go down. And look at that double inkjet. This can be such Rift vibes right now of just 2 inkjets in the sky so far away, just spamming you with damage and not letting you walk forward. Luckily, Radiance were smart enough to kind of kite it back and nice keep their members alive. And now they have their income and start pushing forwards. Now you don't have your inkjets, especially now that most members go down. That was actually very well played by Radiance. They're coming with a power clam and a bunch of mini clams right now. If they can score all of these, it's going to be bad for Lemonade. All the way down to 40 already, but they're reclaiming their plat. As long as they keep their plat alive, they let the basket close. It's going to be big, but Kiva on the side right there will take out Nylon, and there's still time to Radiance start moving forward, but no, not in this push. It does go down to 37 though, so Radiance with a minute left could very easily turn this, and Lemonade need to keep this in their series, because when a beater gets 2 boosts like that, it's looking like they might be trying to steal match point from under your nose.
It really is. Obito getting those 2 picks was so crucial for them, as Radiance is going to go ahead and have Grace score this clam in, and now there's 2 down on the side of Lemonade. That is the lead for Radiance. 3 down on the side of Lemonade as we go into the last 40 seconds.
Only 40 seconds left, and all these clams coming. 2 more needed, and that's going to be it. Radiance take the set 5-2. And it's upsetting to see. Lemonade had a really solid shot of that game. They were doing so well, had such good control. But, you know, alright, if I was K-pop right now, I'd be saying something about the sum of your parts, and it's just you go for the best player, not all of the players, something like that. You know, whatever his little hits or quote is. But, you know, all in all, what we can say is at the end, if you don't, you know, keep your control all throughout the game, and if you don't, you know, manage to defend in that final moment, then you can see that game just flip in a second, and that's why you need to be on the ball at all times in, you know, in this sort of game, because it can flip so quickly. You know, it doesn't matter if you were dominating for 4 minutes. In that last minute, if Radiance just turns it on you, they can take it. It's upsetting to see, because Lemonade had a really nice showing at the end there, but you know, 5-2 in Radiance's favor. I'd say, considering, you know, the first few games and their mentality going into this set, that, you know, kind of end of the, you know, kind of end half of the series looked a lot better for them, and I think it's gonna look better for them in kind of the prospects of future matches.
Yeah, I agree. The way they, you know, were able to regroup and show us what they can do as we went into that 3rd Rainmaker match. I mean, they were really giving us their all there, and they were playing very well.
You know, it's kind of the very forehead thing. But if I was going to, you know, kind of coach Lemonade and say one thing to them, right, it would be, don't pick Rainmaker against Radiance. Or I don't know if it's a Radiance thing or a them thing. Just stay away from Maker for now and pick Clan Blitz. Because even though they only won, you know, half the Clan Blitz games there, they were looking way stronger on Clan Blitz than they did on any other mode. It's not like they looked too bad on Tower Control. They had that really nice Manta Maria game. But on Clan Blitz, they looked good. They looked so good.
They looked really good. I like the way they were playing it too. They were like constantly arm we saw, just constantly scoring, and that was just keeping Radiance like occupied. Radiance really had to watch their basket to make sure that arm wasn't constantly sneaking in there, and they were playing Clamblitz very well.
Yeah, a really, really strong Clamblitz performance, but I mean, it was classic Radiance doing really well today, and hopefully they can keep this up because, I mean, after, considering their loss to Rift last week, they're going to need to keep, some strong performances up because if they lose to Freeze, they're not in the playoffs right now, and their shot of winning TASL is completely over. And even if they do beat Freeze, because I could very much see a world we live in where Radiance beat Freeze, Freeze beat Rift, and Rift beat Radiance. And then at that point, it all comes down to what are your map ties against the other teams. So you can't be losing, all of these games, going into, their set against the usual guys, which is kind of considered, usual guys and Lemonade being the two weaker teams in this pool. Going into that set, you need to try and get a dominant victory. Because if you drop games like you did today against Lemonade, you could definitely end up losing it out in that tiebreaker, considering Rift 5-0'd them a game against Lemonade.
Yeah, that is really true, looking at the bigger scheme of things. And with the way that these European matches have been going, it's just, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
EU is all over the place right now. I think with these, three such strong teams at the top at such a close level, I wouldn't be able to put my money on who's making out of pools. I honestly, at the start of the season, I was like, oh yeah, it's going to be Radiance and Freeze, but it's so hard to say that now.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I think for today, that will be all. Thanks so much for being on, Rissa. It was, a pleasure as always. And, I mean, where can the people find you, as they do say on the streets?
Everyone can find me at, of course, Rissa High on Twitter and Twitch. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for having me on the stream. It's been a pleasure to watch these two teams with you.
Yeah, and if you want more TASL content, of course, we're going to have a big match on Sunday, Rift versus Reef. And this is going to be, like, this is going to be deciding who makes playoffs for a lot of these teams. So if you want to see a big match, tune in on Sunday. It's going to be at 9-Hole Grains channel. The time is going to be at... I totally know this off by heart. The time is going to be at 8:30 p.m. CET, 2:30 p.m. EST. So make sure you tune in for that match. It's going to be a big one. So, and if you do other like other TASL content, small shameless plug. Tomorrow on this channel, we're going to have a Talk Speed Up episode with Gray and Keen, and we're going to be talking a lot about TASL. Very TASL focused episode. So if you want a big TASL weekend, you've got this. You've got Talk Speed Up tomorrow and a big match on Sunday. So make sure to check out the TASL Twitter, check out the YouTube, make sure you're following 9-Hole Grains for that Sunday match, and yeah, thanks again, Rissa, and we'll see you all another time soon.
Yep.